the Los Angeles Chargers are heading into one of their most important drafts in years. And with Jim Harbaugh now in the building, everything feels a little different. The big question isn't just who they'll pick, but what direction this team is about to take. Defense, offense, or a little bit of both. So let's break down the options on the table and what each path could mean for the Chargers moving forward. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. Starting with the defense, there's some buzz about bolstering the trenches. One name that keeps popping up is Kenneth Grant, a defensive lineman out of Michigan. Why is he a fit? The Chargers front office, led by Joe Hortiz and Jim Harbaugh, has always prioritized strength up the middle. It's no secret they love building from the line out, both on offense and defense. Kenneth Grant's an interesting prospect because he brings a unique mix to the table. He's a big guy, a real monster in size, but what stands out is his quickness. You watch him move, and it's almost shocking how fast he gets off the line for someone his size. He's got this spin move that can catch blockers off guard, and his agility lets him disrupt plays in ways you don't expect from a defensive tackle. Now, he's not perfect. There are moments where he gets washed out, like against Texas, where their center just pushed him way out of the play. You see it and think, oof, that's not great. Same thing against USC on another snap where he got neutralized. But then you flip to his highlight reel, and there's this hustle play that's hard to forget. Picture Kenneth Grant chasing down a running back, cutting and weaving like he's half his size. It's the kind of effort that shows why teams are intrigued. If the Chargers grab someone like Kenneth Grant, or even a player like Williams from Ohio State, who's also been mentioned, they're getting a consistent run defender who fits their vision of controlling the line. Whether it's round 1 or round 2, a pick like that signals they're not sleeping on the defense. Why does this matter? Well, the Chargers' offense gets all the headlines, and we'll get there, but the defense can't be an afterthought. A strong defensive line sets up everything else. It clogs running lanes, pressures the quarterback, and gives the secondary a chance to make plays. Joe Hortiz, with his background from the Ravens, knows you win games by being tough in the trenches, so even with all the talk about adding weapons for the quarterback, don't be surprised if the Chargers go with a defensive stud early. To get a sense of how this could play out, imagine a draft where the Chargers focus entirely on defense. Picture this. In the first round, they land Will Johnson, a cornerback who somehow slides to pick 22. He's a lockdown defender graded as an A or B+ prospect, capable of flipping one side of the field. Next, they snag Ivey, an edge rusher who can get after the quarterback. In the third round, they pivot to the interior with Jordan Phillips, a defensive lineman from Maryland who adds depth. Then, in the fourth, they grab R.J. Mickens, a safety who might be a bit of a reach, call it a D+ pick, but brings potential to the back end. This kind of draft would transform the Chargers' defense, giving them pieces at every level. It's a fun thought experiment because it shows how much talent they could stack with their 10 picks. Those selections are like gold in the draft. You're almost guaranteed to get better with that kind of ammo. But let's be real. The Chargers' offense is where most of the chatter's at, and for good reason. The talk is all about weapons, guys who can stretch the field, move the chains, and put points on the board. So let's flip the script and consider what an offense-only draft might look like. Say they start with Matthew Golden, a wide receiver who's been mocked to them at 22. Some argue he's the best receiver in the class, high praise, and landing him there would be a steal. His ability to get open and make plays could instantly elevate the passing game. In the second round, they go for Elijah Royo, a dynamic talent who's been on the radar for a while. He's a special kind of player, versatile and tough to bring down. By the third round, they're eyeing the running back spot and pick Damian Martinez out of Miami. He's a solid fit, someone who can handle a heavy workload and keep defenses honest. Finally, in the fourth, they address the offensive line with Seth McLaughlin, a center who's maybe not elite but gets the job done. Grades on this haul. Matthew Golden's an A+, Elijah Royo's a B+, Damon Martinez is solid, and Seth McLaughlin's fine for where he's picked. A draft like this would give the Chargers offense a serious boost. New targets, a fresh runner, and alignment to tie it together. It's the kind of approach that screams, we're building around the quarterback. Here's the thing, though. As tempting as it is to go all in on offense, the defense still needs attention. You can't just load up on one side and hope the other holds up. The Chargers have the draft capital to address both. 10 picks give you room to maneuver. Maybe they split the difference. Grab a guy like Kenneth Grant early to anchor the line, then pivot to a playmaker like Matthew Golden or Elijah Royo later. Or they could go offense in the first round and double back for defensive depth. It's about finding balance because in today's NFL, you need to score points and stop the other guy from doing the same. That's where the Chargers sit right now. Plenty of options, plenty of needs, and a front office that's got to nail this draft. So, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section.